Okay, everybody, it's me. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. It's still Friday, April 4th, 2025. Here you go. I brought something a little cute and sweet, so you guys could, look, man, what's going on here? We all knew. We've all talked about it multiple times. So once in a while, we need to like get distracted, right? What do you think of this little guy? You good, buddy? There you go, guys and girls. So look, that's pretty ugly. That's pretty ugly, but it pales in comparison to the ugliness in so many other places, man. But that's not here with you and I, man. We're all about love, unity, about a bond. I think you and I, those of you who have been with me, we've built something real. Let them throw all the stones they want at us. We're not going to throw them back. We don't seek vengeance here. Vengeance is not ours. It's not ours right our right to take it. But what we do with those stones is we build with them. That's what we do with those stones. Anyway, man. With regard to the market, $10 trillion in value has been lost, transferred, whatever it might be. Look, let me just say this real quick, guys and girls. I don't believe there's even one of you who looks at this from a different perspective than I do. If you measure your wealth, your worth in dollars and cents, whether in possessions, you got nothing. This is not how. That's not the measure that we use here, us lions. Yes, we're taking advantage of the system that's destroying us. There's no doubt about it. But it's not just about being in the markets or even owning gold or silver or any of this stuff. It's about a relationship that we have, obviously, with each other, but greater than that, guys and girls. It's all about the source. You know that. But anyway, look, we have to cover a lot of things here today. The market got blasted. The market got slammed. No one really saw this coming. Of course, look, man, you. Let me show you something real quick. I'm gonna show you a chart that I presented to all of you months and months ago. I gotta put Coco down because I gotta lean. Here, Coco. All right. How many of you recall this chart here? This is the relationship in time of the federal funds rate or the overnight lending rate, the Federal Reserve, okay, and the 10-year yield and related crashes and meltdowns. Do you remember that? Where I showed you where we were, and of course I was laughed out and ridiculed. This is just a few months ago, this chart here. This is going back, to 1990, and we've seen the same thing repeat itself. There's the dot-com crash. There's the financial crisis. Here's where we are now. Well, this has deepened. I did not make a new chart here. I don't think there's even a reason for it because we can see this unfolding. This is happening here. And it goes like look, again, going back as far as you want to go. Me and you, I don't think there's anybody that's even come close to being as far as ahead of the curve as we can. Here's another chart I want to show you from, again, maybe a month or two ago. Consumer price index and the inflation rate. I made this chart for you. This is where we are right now, okay? And it seems that we got an interesting take today. Interesting. A very predictable thing happened between our president and the Federal Reserve. It's the battle, the fake fight that you and I predicted would happen, it came out again today. I want you to hold that thought because we're going to talk more about it. But if we continue on the pathway that we are on here, and it's much worse than we were seeing back here. Again, look at what's happening here. Look at this crossover back here when we had inflation skyrocketing 72 all the way up to the 1980s when they started. Paul Volcker got in here and started dramatically raising rates, and finally inflation dropped. We are at the precipice right now, and there's not a single policy right now, not one, that is in effect to prevent this from happening. The tsunami that's coming at us. All we're hearing is more talk about lower rates, which are already artificially suppressed, which means currency purchasing power destruction, which means what you're about to see is going to make what we have now look like a walk in the park, Central Park, eating an ice cream cone on a beautiful day. We're going to see this spike in a manner that is going to rip people's faces off. Rip people's faces off. As a matter of fact, this entire paper, I don't want to go through it. It's kind of long. I put this out a few months ago. It was in your inbox. I hope you read this. An inflationary nightmare is rapidly approaching, and there is no way to stop it. There is no way to stop it because this is being fostered deliberately. When you hear a politician, which what happened today, calling again for lower rates, they are looking out to destroy you. To destroy you. What's coming down the pike, most people don't even have the slightest conception of. They really have put their faith again in the wrong place. And whenever this happens, people die. It's not just about a meltdown of the economy, a meltdown of the markets. It's about people being wiped out. I can't. How many times have I said we're being eliminated? How many times have I said this is an extinction level event? And how many times have I had stones thrown at me every time I've said it? And what I've done with those stones is pick them right up. And I'm building with it. We're building with it. We've created something here, people, that is very unique. It's not for everyone. Like, it's for those who have the ability to see not of ourselves here, okay? Again, we're all divinely created. I believe that with all I got. We all come from the same Father. And we're being systematically destroyed. We've been divided, we've been conquered, and this mechanism is not going to stop. Now, I put a few things together I do want to read to you. But again, are you seeing these charts that I showed you here? Let me show you another one. This is from the Federal Reserve's own website here. I can't see. This is the money velocity, or the rate at which cash is moving through the economy. We've been in a downward spiral here for quite a long time, all through Obama, all through Trump. Although Trump told you the economy was booming, it wasn't. It was just being built on oceans of debts and deficits. The illusion was made real, and he continues to go back to that. He's not that stupid. There's another thing going on with him. Okay, he has to deceive you. He has no choice but to do that. Okay, and when we got this little spike here, which we all knew was coming, I told you we were eventually going to see a bump here in the rate of the money velocity, or the rate at which cash moves through the economy. This would not be, I told all of you, because of a booming economy. Because when an economy is booming or is moving good, you see the money velocity going up. You see this money velocity, or the rate at which cash is moving through the economy higher. That's when we were doing well. This is when it all fell apart. And again, during Trump's entire tenure, during Biden, whatever the freak you want to call him over there, lovely, beautiful man, all down until the very end. That armed President Trump with a sword that he was able to utilize against you, not against Biden, okay? This kick up here in the money velocity is about all those extra dollars now just beginning to chase the same amount of goods. Has nothing to do with the economy booming under Biden. Biden did nothing but destroy it. That's what they're all doing, okay? They're all destroyers. You understand? They're all a different form of the Duppy. The current Duppy that we have is Donald Trump. This Duppy is the most dangerous of them all so far, because he's going to finish, and is working with the Federal Reserve to do it, what the Federal Reserve has dreamt about, dreamed about, fantasized about, and been created from its inception. He's going to help the Federal Reserve be vaulted to the pinnacle of power, the pinnacle of control. He's going to help destroy the dollar. All central banks, they're doing the same thing. They're in a race to the bottom to see who can destroy the purchasing power of their currency the fastest. I've already said from many, many years ago, it was going to be the United States to fall last. And that's exactly what's happening here. We're failing. It's a failed state. And it's not failed by accident. This is absolutely by design. When you heard today, President Trump, right before creature, puke, Powell, Fed chair, come out with his little talk, okay? He told Powell, now is the perfect time to cut rates. The Fed's been playing the game that you and I said they were going to do, this back and forth. And the Fed is going to cut rates multiple times. And that means we lose. You understand? Who is the next superpower then? We're all being brought to our knees. I think the superpower of the world is revealing himself right now, and it certainly isn't any nation. I hope you guys and girls are really starting to see what's happening here. Okay? Power has been moving east for quite a while. It's a no-brainer if you want to look at it on those terms. But there's a much greater, a much more darker force right now that is in control. And unfortunately, this is going to lead to what I've been trying to tell you, what I have told you for I don't know how freaking long. We are going to see a vast loss of life on this planet. I would be surprised if half of the people on this planet right now don't lose their lives as to what is going to eventually unfold here. Again, they got us by the throat, and I want to go on a little bit more about that. But anyway, going back to this thing right here again, the lie. This is Obama, all through Trump, all through Biden. We're booming our economy. We're all rich. That was Trump. It was all a lie. It was nothing but an illusion built on oceans of debt. And you believed it was true. You see, there's a lag effect. When a central bank is working with a particular world leader to inflate, because that's what they do, okay, to allow the central bank to gain power. The more a central bank can inflate, the more they of their own product that they can produce and force us to utilize here by weakening the dollar. By Trump talking about cutting rates, he's talking about allowing the Fed to weaken the dollar. We all know Trump wants to weaken the dollar. This is not a secret. He's blasted out to anyone who wants to listen here. But how does a weaker dollar help you? It doesn't. It helps multinational corporations take advantage of the exchange rate. They make more profit. The 1% and 2%ers do well, even despite what the market's doing here. And it's a loss of trillions of dollars of wealth. These corporations are still nearly at record profit. How's everything else looking for you? Okay. A weaker dollar helps the Federal Reserve. That's what it does at its core. Because what happens? Again, it takes more weaker dollars to buy anything. As you can see, inflation is rising. We haven't seen anything yet with regard to inflation. This is where we're going. This is where we're going here. And Trump wants to help the Fed achieve this. The more the Fed can have a president or a Duppy, in this case, call for a lower rates means a weaker dollar, means the Fed gets to produce more of their product, more debt to all of us here. They get stronger, we get weaker. That's how it works. There's no other way around this, and people can twist this any way they want. The death of the dollar means a stronger Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve and other central banks around here, they're all working towards a brand new system here. We're going from the dollar, whatever, these central bank issue notes, into a digital system. Don't take my word for it. Listen to President Trump himself. We're going to be the crypto capital of the world, not the constitutional money capital. Read between the lines. We could fix all this right now today. President Trump could fix it right now. The Gold Reserve Act of 1934. He's allowed to do this. It's in there for a reason here, this act, okay? Monetize the gold, revalue the gold, back the dollar with gold. This would erase the Federal Reserve overnight. Gone by tomorrow. If President Trump were today, if we had a real leader and not a Duppy, okay? You know what a Duppy is? You might want to look up that word. That's not just a nickname. I'm using this word deliberately, okay? If we did not have a Duppy right now, maybe even the Duppy right now. If we had a real leader, we could erase the Fed overnight. By tomorrow, the Federal Reserve would be out of a job. They would be out of a job by executive order. President Trump has the ability. Every president does. So did the prior Duppy, okay? Had the ability to monetize the gold, revalue it, whatever they think it should be. Me, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 an ounce. We could fix the entire system. That's not happening. We're being pushed into a digital system, which is going to lead to full tokenization. People wake the freak up. If this is new, if you're new here, if you never heard this before, does it even make sense to you just a little bit? Yeah, I bet it does. But again, we're being wiped out. We're being destroyed as people sit back. Legion has taken over legions. Let us move forward here, guys. With regard to what's happening here, bear with me on this. So stock market, as you know, created more than 2,000 points here. Another brutal day for the U.S. stock market. And Fed Chair Powell, here we go, says it's too early to say how the central bank will react. This is the battle, the fake battle that you and I said was going to happen. We have people. Let me say this another way. I've been telling you that we have their playbook. I have it. I literally have their playbook. Okay. Their playbook allows us to understand what's going on and why it's happening. All right. Their playbook is all about deceptions, lies, distractions. Look here. Doesn't come from a very nice place here. But us having their playbook allows us to strategize against it. Okay. And it's more than it's not, this is not in any way about the financial markets. This really transcends other things to a grander scale. But to say here that we called this fake battle, the Fed's got a little rates, I demand it. Well, you know, we're going to sit back, Mr. Trump here. We might not do it. They know what they're going to do. They want it. They're foaming at the mouth over the prospect of lower rates, of destroying the dollar here. The more they destroy the dollar, the stronger they become. The dollar is a unit of freaking debt, people. And then with the global debt bubble, or the one we have here in the United States, how the tariffs were going to make us rich. People, we're being wiped out. We're being destroyed. Wait till you see what's going to happen to global debts and deficits moving forward. It's a mechanism of destruction here. Trump, all these people, they're not builders. They are destroyers. And they're destroying us here. You really believe that they can't fix these problems, that it's beyond anyone's comprehension? They can't actually sit down to help we the people of the world. This is the only way to do it, is to have tariffs and reciprocal tariffs and retaliatory. This is the only way to do it. If you believe that, then you are gone. And there's no way to save you. Save yourself. Okay? There's a whole other dimension going on here, people. This is a destruction. Mankind, his soul is being ripped out, his spirit, his hopes, his dreams, everything that's coming along with it. We're watching it unfold right now. Isn't it obvious to you yet? Can you see it? It's an incredible thing. Let me show you something here that bothered me a little bit. President Trump said that Beijing panicked in response. Is President Trump trying to say that he did not realize that there was going to be retaliatory tariffs here? And that's really what hit the market today. Again, these nations here, did he actually one time reveal to you that we would be seeing fallout from this? Or was it all on that, yes, everyone, we're going to be rich and fantastic, pointed to this one, pointed to Marco Rubio? It was a show of some kind of dynamic proportions here, but it was all a lie. It was all a lie. I exposed it all for you. I told you what the actual fallout was going to be. You trying to tell me that President Trump didn't have not one brain cell enough to know that this was going to happen? Of course he did. Of course he did. Because you see, maybe here, I think President Trump here, can't possibly be that dumb. It's impossible. A man who went to Wharton Business School or Wharton Failure Business School, I don't know. He's not a businessman. You know that. He's had more failed businesses than any other rich man in the world. Trump is not a businessman. He's not a negotiator. Trump made his wealth in what? In real estate and real estate investing. He doesn't have to negotiate nothing. This isn't about negotiation. These tyrants say, oh, he's negotiating, Greg. These are the people who have disconnected themselves from reality. Okay. This is not, we the people have to pay for this negotiation here. Okay. I'm not talking about the stock market. I'm talking about hopes and dreams. I'm talking about people who want to build a life. Okay. Because again, if you measure your wealth in dollars and cents and in possessions, you have nothing. There we go. That. And of course, traders betting the Fed is going to cut rates at least 4 times. The Fed is going to cut rates. Trump knows it. They're working together. They're laughing. Trump and Powell are laughing. This has all been staged. This has all been set up. You still can't see it? This is not me. Brett Arends here. A weaker dollar and lower rates are part of Trump's plan. Don't say you weren't warned. Don't say you weren't warned. Because I've been telling you what's really going on here. I've been telling you. And maybe you guys and girls are starting to wake up to what's going on. Maybe you're not. I don't know. I want to read 2 things to you. Let's do this one first. People, if yet you have not subscribed to my newsletter, which is free. It's free to everyone. I don't share any of your information. I promise you that on the Almighty. Okay, now here. You see this? I want to read this to you. It's in your inbox right now. What I'm going to read to you, 2 things, is in your inbox right now. I'm going to urge you to read through these things and see if you can make some sense of it. Or feel free to tell me I'm wrong. Okay? I am willing to accept that. Lions. Debt has been fully weaponized. Lions. The deliberate dismantling. I've already been telling you for I don't know how long that you're taking this thing apart piece by piece. They're taking it apart piece by piece, not to build, but as a destruction, as a mode to force us onto our knees and beg for a new system. Does that sound familiar to any of you that have been with me? Because I've been telling you this for quite a long time. The deliberate dismantling, the forced dependency, that's what they're doing. Create slaves to the system. Does that sound familiar to you? The engineered chaos. It's very real. It's very real. This isn't just mismanagement. And the world economy isn't just failing. The United States economy isn't just failing. It's being restructured. It's orchestration, calculated, strategic, not for freedom, not for prosperity, but for control. Does this sound familiar or does it sound correct to you? Because you see, I know for a fact, my dear old friend Greg Hunter, who I've reached out to countless times, practically begged for his forgiveness for whatever I've done to him, refuses to practice what he preaches. That should tell you something. It's all about control, people. People know the truth when they hear it. The middle class is being erased. Sound familiar? The middle class is being crushed under rising inflation, ever-expanding debt, currency devaluation, which is the root cause of the entire problem. But you see, President Trump can't tell you that because he's the Duppy. The Duppy lies. The Duppy deceives. The Duppy tells you to look here, don't look over there. The Duppy tries to keep you entertained, to try to mimic light. That's what the Duppy does. And President Trump is the Duppy. We're going to talk more about the Duppy in just a moment here. The middle class is being crushed under rising inflation, ever-expanding debt, and currency devaluation. Henceforth, why? Lower rates, Federal Reserve. Lower rates, Federal Reserve. That mechanism here is a wrecking machine for the economy. Thank you, Spirit Child. It's a wrecking machine for the middle class. But hold on to that thought just for a second here. Artificially suppressed rates and the economy, which is being deliberately taken apart. But the 1% and 2% are consolidating everything: power, data, land, and influence. Debt has been fully weaponized. Compliance is the new currency. Compliance is the new currency. You will be brought to your knees, people. That's what they want out of you. They're going to suck everything out of you. Your will. They want your spirit. They want it. Legion wants it. And our freedom. Compliance is the new currency. And our freedom is being quietly replaced by some kind of distorted digital slavery. Let's kill the dollar. Let's kill the dollar and institute a new system, okay? The crypto capital of the world. Let's add cryptocurrencies to the strategic reserves. Let's not even talk about gold or silver. Oh, the gold and silver might not be at Fort Knox. Let's wait to see if it's there, okay? They don't care if it's there or not. It doesn't matter. It's all about keeping you off balance. Our freedom is quickly being replaced by some kind of distorted digital slavery. Sound about right? Behind it all, a dark hand. Not some cartoon villain, but a network, a mindset, a system that feeds on submission and silence. Submission, people. How long have I told you they want you on your knees? Did you not believe me? And silence. And those who are still defending it, they're not human. They've been possessed. They've been dispossessed because they can't see. You see it. And I know you can, yet legions have been blinded by legion. Thank you there, Khaled. I appreciate that. I'm so bad with names. You see it, I know you can. Yet legions have been blinded by legion. More people are starting to feel it, even if they can't name it. They're afraid to say what it is, but I'm going to tell you what it is. It's evil incarnate, being manifested in those that are seeking to destroy you, and that includes President Donald Trump, the Duppy. Let's talk more about the Duppy. Lions, as expected, the Duppy urges Powell to cut interest rates minutes before the Fed chair speaks. Lions, the Duppy, who is Trump, is working with the Fed to destroy the purchasing power of the dollar and therefore destroy you and whatever is left of the economy. That's exactly how I wrote it. Again, this is in your inbox, people. This is in your inbox as well. This is power. This is power. This is awareness. This is you being able to raise your awareness. I'm going to read it again. Lions, the Duppy, who is Trump, is working with the Fed to destroy the purchasing power of the dollar. Peter, thank you. Never be afraid to call it out. Call it out. And I'm calling it out right now. And therefore destroy you and what is left of the economy. Just minutes before the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, part of the system that is seeking to destroy you, was set to speak. Okay, President Donald Trump urged him to cut interest rates today, saying it would be a perfect time to do so. The Duppy is deceiving you. This destruction will allow the Fed to do exactly what it wants to do, inflate. Make no mistake, what you are seeing is no accident. The global economy will crater faster, which will give central banks the excuse which they can use, especially working with deceivers like Trump the Duppy, to allow them to become the lenders and buyers of last resort. I've been telling you that since day one. The Duppy is working with the Fed to assist them in bringing about an entirely new system, one of maximum control. Does that sound about right to you? Or does the Duppy still have you by the throat and by your spirit and by your soul? Because that's what he's looking to conquer. Not looking to conquer anything else, people. Anyway, I want to cover one more thing. 6 more things that I have here, just really quick. With regard to what we're seeing here, with regard to the economy and the financial system and the people, okay, what are we seeing here? What are they telling us? We're seeing consumer sentiment fall off the cliff. People are having their hopes and dreams dissolved by the system. Consumers are dying. People can't survive. They can't come up with $400 for an emergency. Geopolitical pressure is rising. The credit markets, in my opinion, appear to be, they're fueling it right now. You can see what's going on with bond yields. But they're doing this as a mechanism to prevent them from cracking. Prevent them from cracking. They're going to crack. They're going to crack with such ferocity that people are not even going to know what to do with themselves. The credit markets are going to freeze up. There's going to be a locking up of the worldwide financial system. And people are going to take to the streets like we've never seen before. But it's too late. We're seeing more outflows, obviously, from equities, a clear rollover in tech momentum, and again, stress fractures in the credit markets. It's unbelievable. The debt system has been fully weaponized. And look what I wrote here. The dollar will die. The dollar will die in its current form, and it will be reborn again, which will allow the Federal Reserve to strangle us even more. The digital system that is coming, the programmable money. Do you even know what programmable money is? Maybe you guys are going to need to look into this kind of stuff, okay? Programmable money. Okay, let's say, for example, they kill the dollar. They find an event to point to. This is why this is happening, people. The world is melting down. It's the war. It's the Houthis. It's Russia. It's whoever they have to point at here. J. Rahman, I appreciate that. You see what I'm talking about here? Programmable money is a system of control, a system where they have the ability, again, in a digital system, which is where we're going. The government already can't use paper. You know that. It's just a matter of time. When the system locks up, which is what they're looking to do, because that was the real issue in 08. You're not supposed to know that. You're supposed to think it was about the stock market, but it wasn't. It was about the system locking up. It was about the credit markets freezing. Credit markets freeze, that means you can't transact. You don't have any cash in the bank. Your brokerages, zero. Everything goes zeros across the board. The pandemonium that will break out across the world is going to put people at each other's throats. Of course, they're not going to come together like you and I want them to. They're not going to establish relationships like they should be doing. They're being divided. They've been conquered. And therefore, the hate is festering. And they're going to find a way to circle this around and blame maybe a particular kind of people. You're going to see things you're not going to believe. Mad mobs in the streets going after certain types of people, burning them possibly, murdering, slaughtering. Because again, their hate must be directed in a particular direction. Does this sound familiar to you? Because it's only all been written in a particular book. I think you guys and girls know what I'm talking about. At least you should, or you need to bring yourself a little bit more up to speed. The illusion is going to become very real. Does that sound familiar to you as well? It should be. It should be familiar to you because I've only been explaining this to you since time immemorial. That what we're going to see is going to get very, very real. And it's not about the financial system. Yeah, the financial system is going to be brought down and brought back with a programmable money system, a way that it can control you, squeeze you by the throat. Exactly, Henry Rifle owner. Hold on to that. You're going to need it. Hold on to that Henry Rifle, man. And I hope you're pointing it in the right direction. We're not each other's enemies, people. They want you to think that. That's what they've gone out of their way to do. They've demonized certain types of people. And they because why? They don't want us to come together to elicit change. They have us all by the throat. It's these people's fault. It's those people's fault. No, it's their fault. It's the few who are seeking to destroy you. It's the destroyers. It's the Duppy. It's the Duppy. It's the chosen one. He said he was the chosen one. The chosen Duppy. That's who he is. They reveal him. The snake poem. People, they reveal themselves to you. They reveal themselves to you. But some of you are so blind, you can't recognize the incarnation. You go to your churches, you go to your temples, you go to your places of worship, and you still can't recognize it. You can't do it. It's an impossibility. Some of you have just been that blinded. It's time to wake up. It's crazy. It's completely insane. A digital system is coming. A programmable money system where money will expire. They're going to tell you where you can spend it, how you can spend it. They're going to control you. They're going to use debt. We're not going to a wealth-based system. Debt has been weaponized. But if you think this is the end, you're just beginning to see the weaponization. Because as we move, as we all know, into this digital system, henceforth, why again? Let's make the United States the crypto capital of the world. Not the constitutional money system. I already told you. Trump can end the Fed with a pen stroke. Today, he could end the Federal Reserve's reign and control over all of us with the stroke of a pen. But instead of doing that, He's working with the Federal Reserve to kill the dollar, to allow the Fed to get stronger, to allow the Federal Reserve to inflate and therefore extort control out of us. Does this sound about right to you? Because that's exactly what's going on. Why not end the Fed with the pen stroke today? Are we waiting for something? Greg, just wait. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to. When we're on our knees already? How about now when people are already bending their knee because they can't survive? Okay. How about now? It's time to realize who the Duppy is. Okay. He's revealed himself to us. It's pretty clear to me. And it should be clear to you. You know who I stand with? I stand with you and I stand with him. That's who I stand with. And that's who I look out for. And that's who we need to stand with and look out for. Anyway, guys, I hope I've made some kind of sense to you here today. I really do. We need to come together, man. I've been telling, does this sound familiar to you? I've only been saying this thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Some of you listen, and those are the ones I'm reaching out to. Some of you out here are so lost. It's unfortunate, and they can't get out. They've already fallen into the pit. They're in the pit now. We have to live in a heaven. We don't have to die to go there. We can create our own utopia, but instead we're being thrust to a dystopia, a system of division, of hatred, of downpression, to the highest order, where people can't get the truth because they're looking in the wrong spot, as they always do. And the craziest thing is people very rarely, almost never, act in their own best interest. It's crazy. But you see, that's not you and I. You and I always have each other's best interest in mind because we see things that most people can't see. And that's not a manifestation of ourselves. That's a manifestation of the divine. All right, guys and girls, listen. I'm going to leave you all with what we always do every Friday. All right. And I'm going to ask you guys and girls to really join me with this one this time. Okay. We do this every single Friday now for years and years and years. And we're going to do it again today. And we're going to do it right now. Bring it in. Love each other. Care about each other. And be charitable. People, let's ponder these things, okay? Honestly, I want you to put this week behind you. Whatever your fears are, don't dwell on that, because that's what the Duppy wants. The Duppy wants you to and thrives on that. Your fears, your anxiety, your stresses. They want to create more of that. That's their fuel. That's where they get their energy from, the Duppy, the Duppies, okay? The Legion. And they're not on our side. They are anti-life. That's not you and I, man. We're going to see each other on Sunday, people, for my markets to look ahead. And tomorrow, you'll find something in your inbox. I'm going to write a paper, as I usually do, for the Trends Journal to get published in other publications. But you're going to get it first, because I got you. I'll see you Sunday, people. All right. Have a great weekend. And I mean this, and I say it all the time with you. I love you guys. I love you guys and girls. I love you guys and girls, and I'm not afraid to say it. All right. I'll see you. That's all.